Nice things take time, so the things that inspire me are things like the Sistine Chapel, 4 generations to build. However long it takes is how long it's going to take, and it's going to be the best that I can build it. It may not be the best that it could ever be, but it's the best that I can build it. And I take a lot of pride in my craftsmanship, and I really try to take the time to create nice things and take the time to do things right, because that seems to be a lost art in this world we live in today. I'm lucky I have 5 acres, because strewn over the property are a few relics from some of the last projects and past projects. You'll see the crane derrick that the 50 white Model 3000 nose came off of. And of course there's a few brake rotors and semi-truck parts laying around, an extra tank motor or 2, you know, the bits and pieces we need to do what we do here. Blastolene is technically defined as a group of autonomous artists that are helping each other along their creative path through the application of expertise, not through the exchange of monies, which makes our group rather unique. We're looking at, you know, almost 5,000 hours, and a lot of people think that's a crazy amount of time to spend on a single project. I look at it totally the opposite way. I feel very fortunate and blessed to be able to spend thousands of hours on a single project, to be able to totally obsess on a single part and massage it until it's totally perfect. We live in a world of 3-second sound bites where everything is hurry up, get it done quickly. That is not the mentality here in my shop. I don't want them to be able to walk by my piece without it stopping them in their tracks and them having to do a double take. Hey, what's that? How did they do that? I've never seen that before. That's what makes my pieces successful, and that's what makes my pieces engaging on all levels.
In my opinion, the last true original mind in hot rodding. I've been excited to come here for years and years, and here he is. It's Randy Grubb of Blastolene. In fact, the Blastolene. We're here, it's you. And look at this bus.
You made it, Matt, to check out the Decoliner. I'm so psyched to have you, man.
I am so excited. I want to see this, drive it, talk about it, but I couldn't help but notice that you have a yard full of rockets. So tell me what is going on with this.
Well, you know, at Blastolene, we boldly go where no man has gone before. And I'd like to introduce you to my new best friend, Bob Maddox.
Bob, pleasure. Tell me about your Schwinn.
It's a stainless steel frame that I built, and it has 2 110-pound thrust pulse jet engines on it.
Okay, now, quickly, what is a pulse jet?
Well, pulse jet is a hollow pipe, doesn't have anything in it. As Randy likes to say, it sucks and blows. It sucks air in, mixes with fuel, ignition sets it off, it blows out like a cannon.
So basically what we're talking about is the world's most advanced potato gun.
Right.
Right, but it just fires thrust instead of objects.
Yes.
Matt, when I met Bob, he was just starting to put these beautiful pulse jets on the side of his Schwinn when we had the idea, hey, what about a car? I'd like to introduce you to our latest project.
This is nutty.
It's the world's first drop tank Lakester with a V1 pulse jet in it.
So this is essentially a missile with wheels.
Essentially, no warhead either.
Well, that's good. Okay, instead of a warhead, there's a driver.
That's right.
And I assume that would be Bob. So he's gonna get in this thing. And we have, those pulse jets look gnarly. This one is massive. I mean, we've got a beer keg thing here.
This is actually Bob's replica of a full-size V1 that powered a 4,500-pound rocket, and it flew it at 450 miles an hour. Bob has taken that steady state motor, made it fully throttleable, put it in a drop tank Lakester that doesn't even weigh 1,000 pounds, so it should idle to 200 pretty easily.
So boldly going where no man has gone before is kind of an understatement.
That's Bob.
Psycho.
Psycho.
So these are works in progress. Unfortunately, they can't be run.
Come on back when they're running, we'll show you how they work. But in the meantime,
you don't have to ask me
let's
twice.
check out the Decoliner.
Yeah, bus. Let's go to the bus.
You got 2 driving stations.
Yeah.
You want to drive from up top?
Yeah, but you got to set it for me first.
Oh, it's really complicated.
Okay.
It's super complicated. You ready for this?
Yeah.
First thing, we got to reach right over here with your hand. You got to take your hand, you got to pull that pin out.
I mean, you have to use your hand?
You have to use your hand. You have to go pull that pin out first, Matt. Then it's really tough. Then you got to lift the steering wheel off. See how tough that is?
Do I take it with me upstairs?
Of course, you're going to need it. Okay, then you reach above your head and you grab the steering shaft, which is on a clip above your head.
Okay.
Now, you reach over and you slap it on the steering column. And of course, don't forget to put the pin back in.
Now, as you see how complicated that is, now we can go upstairs and I'll show you how we can drive it from up top. After you.
It's like a yacht. It's amazing. Oh my God, this is the greatest thing ever. Why doesn't every car have a fly bridge? I mean, I feel like I'm in like a Chris Craft right now.
Exactly.
This is the greatest thing in the world.
Well, not in the world.
Yes, it is.
Grant's
You were too modest. This is the best thing ever.
Let's go,
Let's
Matt.
cruise.
Let's cruise, baby.
Let's just do the land yacht tour of the United States in this.
Okay, so I want you to notice, although we're going over some undulating ground here, you're not feeling like you're being pitched out of the
really
top
smooth.
of it.
Look at this corner, it's flat.
Yeah, you're in the
Corner's totally flat.
It's about a sculpture that works.
It is the best.
It's fun, isn't
I've never had more fun in 28 miles an hour in my entire life.
I'm telling you, it's about the smiles per hour.
It is.
And we're doing hundreds of miles per hour right now.
Oh my God, this is awesome. And it's so easy to drive.
Told you.
It's not annoying at all. Like I have zero bus experience.
Right.
And it's just no problem.
I liken it to a big 70s American car. It's like a
It's
big
totally.
It's like a big
It's like a
Buick.
Galaxy wagon or
Yep,
something.
exactly. It's like a big Cadillac 1973 sedan DeVille, big giant sedan, you know. The Decoliner was a concept I've had for a little while, Matt. It's been bouncing around in my head for a couple of years. The idea of a functional flying bridge started with a houseboating trip at Lake Shasta, where we had a houseboat that actually had dual driving stations. The functional flying bridge. And I thought, hey, this is really cool. A nice sunny day, you're up on the upper bridge, driving around in the open air. Why couldn't we do this with a car? Why couldn't we do this with a motorhome? So I roughed out a sketch several years ago. And then it starts percolating in the back of your mind. All right, now how do we make all this work? And how can this actually work? Okay, the real salient element that catalyzed the whole project was a 1973 GMC motorhome. That was the basis for the Decoliner. And what's unique about those motorhomes is they are front wheel drive. They have a 455 Olds front wheel drive setup in them. That's really unique in the world of motorhomes. Most motorhomes, you walk up a flight of stairs to get above the drivetrain. And the floor in most motorhomes is a couple feet off the ground. The floor in a 73 GMC motorhome is 14 inches off the ground and is completely uninterrupted to the back of the coach. That allowed me to stack the flying bridge, put the double-decker on top of it. Height is your problem. Your overhead passes are 13.6 max. And we got to stay below that. So the GMC motorhome chassis gave me the platform that allowed me to build a low-slung motorhome, stack the double-decker driving station on the roof, and keep the whole thing under 13 feet.
I remember you sent me the drawings and I didn't know what to expect out of the finished product. And it turns out it's actually even better.
All right, thank you.
Because, you know, usually your other projects are sort of minimalist when it comes to the luxury touches.
Right.
It's always been kind of your style.
Right.
You know, but this has with the teak and the leather, and are these seats right out of a yacht? Is that what these are for?
They were custom made just for the Decoliner.
Okay. Well, excuse me.
Yeah.
How dare I accuse you of using a part that was originally meant for something else?
I really tried to achieve a high quality of fit and finish on this particular sculpture. It just seemed to call for it, you know. I had a very fortunate upbringing, and we had a shop in the backyard and a dad that was just really generous with his time and shared his hobby and his passion with me, and that's obviously where I got it. And it's grown into this level of obsession to where, you know, I can't even start with an old car and cut it up. I need to start with a clean sheet of paper and build what's in my head now.
This is a luxury vehicle.
Exactly.
You know, and when you use these kind of materials and make it look like this, if it doesn't feel solid, it's almost like, what's the point?
It defeats the whole purpose.
Yeah.
You know, and downstairs, you want it to be a comfy, rich-looking little spot, you know? You can motor right down the highway at 75, 80 miles an hour all day long.
Have you considered Burning Man?
Burning Man,
You should go to Burning
they've
Man.
got that fine silt, that fine dust that just deposits itself.
It would never be clean again.
And you know how anal I am. I would be cleaning for the next 3 years. So
be honest, how many hours did you polish this for before we showed up today?
Well, just for the last 3 days, Matt, that's all. Just because I knew you were coming and I wanted it to look good. But
It looks good. That's the good news. Your word was not in vain. It looks fantastic.
yeah, it's kind of a never-ending polishing project until it's in its new home, Matt. Working in a scale that no one else does is not only challenging, but fun and interesting. We all know from the hot rodding world what a radius rod is supposed to look like and what a radius rod end is supposed to look like on a 32 Roadster. My job is to scale it all up, and that's the fun and the challenge of it. If I'm going to build a car from scratch, I'm going to design it and hammer out a body. One of my primary things is let's start with a really cool motor. Let's not put a small block Chevy in the thing, for goodness sakes. Let's start with something cool. So that's where the tank motors come from, and these crazy motors that I start with. That's kind of the first start, is let's find a really cool motor and let's find a really interesting way to wrap it up into a really engaging, interesting sculpture.
There's nothing about this that isn't fun.
Isn't it fun?
This is the most fun that a bus gets, period.
I'm telling you.
Except, well, maybe if you were on like Snoop Dogg's tour bus, you might be having some more fun.
I think Snoop Dogg needs this to be his next tour bus,
does.
don't you think?
He does.
Hey, Snoop, check it out, man.
Thank you so much for this, Randy. I am absolutely loving this.
Oh, I'm so glad you could come up.
This is hands down the most unique vehicle I've ever driven.
Perfect.
I mean, by leaps and bounds.
Well, that's as it should be, huh?
And possibly, yeah, I'm guessing this is also the coolest. This is probably the coolest. Certainly not the fastest. Definitely the coolest.
That's right. And it turns a lot of heads, you got to admit.
Turns heads.
These are just big sculptures that you get to drive. They're full function sculptures, but they're very much a sculpture. At the end of the day, I want you to be able to stand back from my piece, and I want it to have all the characteristics that a good piece of sculpture has. It should be balanced, it should have flow, it should have all that stuff. This thing draws a crowd like nobody's business. I really feel that the ultimate application for this particular piece, rather than disappearing into somebody's collection, is to use it for an iconic advertising piece. The Oscar Mayer Wienermobile has gone down in history as something super cool. I think the Decoliner has the similar potential for the right product, for the right market. And that's kind of what I built it for. I really see it as the ultimate advertising promotional tool, and I hope that that's where it ends up. So where will it go? Who knows?
Well, if you haven't figured it out by now, there is a reason that I love this guy and the stuff he builds. It's just so crazy, so out of this world, and I'm so happy to have finally come to see you in Oregon to drive this thing.
It was fun, wasn't it, Matt?
Yes,
and
it was so fun.
It was worth the trip all the way from Southern California.
Yes.
All right.
Absolutely, and when you finish that rocket car, you bring it to El Mirage, I'll meet you there, and we film that.
You promise?
Promise.
Good deal.
Thanks, Randy.
Looking forward to it.
You can read more about Randy and his cars at blastolene.com. Be sure to check us out at The Smoking Tire on Twitter. Drive TV also on Twitter. And check us out next week when you see an all-new episode of me, Matt Farah, right here on Tuned. Can we go drive some more?
Let's go drive some more.
Let's go back up top.
All right, let's go.